Welcome back, boys. Another episode of the La Liga Lounge coming at you. Playoff version here. Season 2, episode, what is it, Josh? 13 or something like that? We're really piling them up this year, Hughes.
13.
We got a lot. Dude, feels like we've been doing it for a decade.
We're killing it, man.
But Dan, let's start the show. Condolences to the LaHaye family. Kevin, we give you a lot of shit, but you're family. You're a big reason this family's all together. So nothing but love for the commissioner today. We're going to keep it light. We're going to have some fun. We're going to try to make everybody smile, especially our commissioner today. And I think we're going to make him smile. But with that, Dan, let's start with some recaps. We got first round of playoffs done and over with.
Yeah, big games out there. Where do you want to start, Hughes?
How about I talk about your game since, you don't need to talk about yourself that much.
All right. I don't even want to talk about it. So, yeah, you take it.
You took an L to Murph. You started Taysom Hill. Didn't work out. You should have started Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Lessons learned. You scored low. You scored really low. Let's see. Who else did Murph have? Taylor came back. Herbert did well. My voice cracking like a pussy. I mean, we got to call it out, right? It is what it is. Josh, do not edit this out.
Do not.
Oh, I won't.
Let's not post it to the YouTube though. But yeah, no, Murph just soundly beat you. Not a lot of high scoring games from any of the 3, 4, 5, 6 teams. And Dan, before you get into the next game, it made me feel good about our 1 and 2 seeds that if they were to play, they both outscored all of the 3 through 6 seeds, which was reassuring to see. Kind of like when you see the college football playoff get it right via the results. That's how I felt about our seeding this year.
Yeah, I think the cream rose to the top, Hughes. Real quick in my game there, just team disappeared on me, man. I don't know what happened. I had Leonard Fournette go down, had lost TJ Hawkinson, just bad breaks going before that week, COVID craziness, all that bullshit.
Renfro got like 12 catches every game the last 4 weeks,
and
then he
4
got
points. Yeah, I know. But credit to Murph's team. It's a good game. He showed up. He got 92 points, which isn't great. It's beatable, but it's also a respectable score, way more so than 73.5 I got.
Yeah.
The other game in the playoff, though, Hughes, 2 pretty bad scores here. We're looking at 64.5 for Max to 74.5 to Kevin. Like, pretty rough, but luckily for Kevin, he was able to squeak that one out from Max. Kind of a dismal showing.
In our La Liga chat, we had a little production discussion going into Tuesday's games, and Stafford needed to put up numbers. And you knew by halftime, like, even if Stafford has a good half, which he did, he's not going to be enough to catch Kevin. His kicker got, 2 field goals and some extra points. But Stafford did not go off as much as he needed to. I found it funny that his 2 receivers, I guess, and his flex, if he had Christian Kirk in there, he would have won. He could have subbed it for either of his receivers that gave him 0.5.
Dude, the double 0.5 is brutal from the wide receiver spots, man. I don't know how you can come back from that.
Yeah, and with DeAndre Hopkins out for Arizona playing the Detroit Lions, I just thought Max would have been like, I got to find a spot for him.
Yeah, that's a good call, Hughes. I think that's some mismanagement there from Max, no doubt. Not putting Christian Kirk in when the opportunity was ripe for him to go off like he did. I mean, 19.5 points, that's the game right there, really, looking at it.
Hindsight's 2020, but I'm happy for the commissioner and happy for Max. This is I think the first time he's made the playoffs. We were going through history over the week. I don't think he's ever made the playoffs, and has one of the worst records too, in the history of La Liga. But we can't live in the past, Dan. We got to go to the future.
Yep.
And in the future, we got 2 more games that matter.
Well, we have 4 more games that matter because the Trode Trophy, you don't want that shit. But we got 2 that are for the money. We got 2 that are for the money.
For the good trophy. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
So our 1 seed, Joshua Carl, editor-in-chief and producer of the show, he's playing Murph. Some bad stuff happened to Josh during his bye week.
Josh's team took a hit.
Out.
Yep.
His opponent, Murph, Antonio Brown, in.
Big.
Brandon Cooks, COVID. He has empty slots right now, so I can't even judge. But, I mean, Murph seems to be sitting in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah. Houston, we were talking pre-show saying how this playoffs, everyone's team depth is really being pushed with COVID, all of this shit. And I don't know, Josh, I think your team's lack of depth might be showing a little bit here, man. I mean, you got hit hard, there's no doubt, but all of a sudden Murphy's favored by a good amount of points here. Overall, though, Hughes, this game, there's some good matchups. I mean, the quarterbacks are about a wash. The running back game, Josh has 2 good ones to Murph's
I like Josh's running backs
really
more.
good one. I mean, Murph's got Jonathan Taylor, though, so that might cancel out both of them. I'd give Murph the edge on the wide receivers, but not by a lot. Looking at Josh's, he took a hit losing Godwin, but he's still got DJ Moore, T. Higgins, who are serviceable,
But go to his flex with Antonio Brown.
Yeah, Antonio Brown and the flex is huge for Murph. We don't even know what Josh's is going to be yet. That's kind of a mystery. Patriots defense versus Buffalo. Kickers don't matter. So it'll be a good game. I mean, I think it'll be tight.
I think it will. I think it'll come into the Sunday night, Monday games. Let's get into the next one. Kevin versus Timmy. So Timmy's kind of like, his roster stayed a little stronger than Josh's over the years. So wow. So Timmy's favored 19-2 on this. So we got heavy favorites from Timmy and then Murph here.
Yeah, and Kevin's team lineup is actually set versus Josh's not being set last time there too,
right.
So
I mean, Kevin's got Hubbard, Cam Newton's running the ball, Latavius Murray, Lamar Jackson runs the ball, AJ Brown, he's coming back. That'll be good. Mike Williams, that's great. George Kittle against Tennessee. I really like that too, actually, unless they run the ball. Gronk, I like that, especially with Godwin out. Kevin has a chance, and we talk about this all the time. We hate Kevin's team, Dan. How much do we hate it?
We've been saying it.
Kevin. Kevin, we fucking love you.
But we hate your team. We fucking hate it, dude. Running backs, 2 starting running backs are projected to score in the sixes for the week. Like, if Kevin pulls this out, it'll be quite the run he's on. That's all I got to say about that. But that being said, this is fantasy football. Anything can happen, Hughes.
You got their matchup up? Are you looking at the receivers?
Oh, yeah.
I don't like Marquise Brown.
No,
matchup.
No, but that's about the only place where I think Kevin's favored, man. I mean, tight end game. Kevin's got 2 good ones. I didn't know. Timmy's got Mark Andrews. I didn't know this, Hughes, but Mark Andrews is the number 1 tight end this year. That's surprising to me. I did not see that coming.
Josh Jacobs, Cordell Patterson, and Dalvin Cook are like stud running backs right now.
Yep. Justin Jefferson.
Running backs win you the league, in my opinion. But
yeah,
he has Kansas City's running back on the bench. And Amari Cooper.
Yeah, I mean, his team's just stacked. His team is absolutely stacked. I think he's honestly the shoe-in favorite for the championship 2 years running, which is really going to piss me off because Timmy's just not going to stop talking about it.
Put Cooper in for Brown. What are you doing?
So basically, the Chode boys is down to 4 teams. We got Ruben and Eric playing each other. Loser of that game is going to go, and then the loser of Anthony and Forbes is going to go as well. So big matchups there. Ruben and Eric, I think, is actually a pretty good matchup. Eric's kind of on the downswing, and Ruben has been underperforming all year. So I think it's going to be a real good game.
Yeah, Ruben's players can never get it at the same time, but a decent squad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad to be out of it. I barely heard anything you said.
Celebrating internally.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to say anything, man. You have right to celebrate, no doubt, because you did not want that Chode. That's for sure.
No, and the first to worst curse. I mean, that's just Timmy is not brave. I mean, he is on the road to not going back to back. Have we had a back to back
repeat?
We haven't talked about this.
Back to back Chode?
No, back to back champ.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Timmy can make history, boys. Timmy
could piss me off if Timmy did that. I'll be honest. I'll say right now, it'll piss me off if Timmy does that.
Yeah. So Kevin, come through in the clutch, get that first championship. We're all pulling for you, bud.
Odds, gambles. So we've only had one bet that's been made that's been falling out. So I mean, you guys are smart bettors. Keep giving us your money, and you're going to keep having chances to win. The only bet that's been lost to date is Ruben's $10 bet on Dan Janord to win.
Sorry, Rube. Sorry, buddy.
We have Timmy with 20 on Timmy. We have Josh Carl with 10 on himself, 10 on Kevin. We have Ruben, 10 on Kevin. And we have Eric with 10 on Kevin. People love the commissioner, which, Dan, what did we say about his roster?
Garbage.
It sucks. And yet he is the most bet player in this playoff run.
Which is actually pretty wild, honestly. He's on a hell of a win streak, though.
Wild. I mean, I guess they're taking the odds. They're like, this is the best payout. So New odds. Josh was 275 last week. Because of his injuries, he's up to 300.
Yep.
Timmy, solid. I mean, he didn't play, obviously, but his players are still in good condition. Competition has had some rough go. He's down to 200. We have Kevin, since he passed, 375 to 400 to 350. And then Murph, 375 down to 325. So those people that had to duke it out this past weekend, their odds are obviously going to go down. And then Chode, Forbes is minus 150. Kanicki went to plus 300, still alive. Ruben down to plus 250, or stayed the same at plus 250. We were where he thought he'd be. And then Anthony went from 350 to 300. So take a screenshot. We're going to send, there's your winners right there. We're getting this in the official Excel La Liga Sportsbook Excel here, and we'll send a screenshot, a photo to everyone. But yep.
In the official Excel. That's right.
Is our podcast rated R because of that now? Probably.
I definitely put not for kids.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. It's a good lineup, but Dan, you on the show, we're all great friends with Kevin, but you're closest with him. You're closest with his family. You're going to talk about Jim, and I think you're going to talk about your relationship, not just with Kevin, but the LaHaye family as a whole. So we're going to leave the last couple minutes to you, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Hughes. You know, Kev, it's hard to find the words to get this started, man. Your family has meant so much to all of us. You know, we have all spent so much time over there. You know, Josh brought up the point pre-show that, like, Tournament of Champions, we used to do that in your basement every year, your parents there hosting, Kathy making a whole bunch of food and taking pictures and shit. And that's like one of the main reasons why we are all still friends. I honestly still think that, like, it really brought us all together in a time when we were all going different directions. Everyone's going to college. Everyone's doing all this shit. And your family's kind of at the center of it all, man. So, you know, we all feel for you. We love you. You know, I do want to, you know, I kind of have a little story. I don't know if it's quite fitting for the situation, but I'm going to say it anyway. Basically, it might have been after TOC. I don't even know when this was, but one night, I think it was like me, Murph, Forbes, Kevin, obviously. I can't remember, probably somebody else. Go and sneak out of Kevin's basement like high school sophomores do. You know, you got to sneak out of some basements. We sneak out, walk down Plymouth Road to some gas station because you can't buy alcohol, so you might as well buy some Red Bulls or some stupid shit like that. Sure enough, we're walking outside the gas station talking. Kevin looks at his phone, and it's his dad calling. And just looking at Kevin's face, the fucking drop, like everyone's souls just into their stomachs, just absolutely torn. We know we're in deep shit. Jim comes and picks us up, and boy, have I never seen a friend's parent rip into us like that. Oh my goodness. It was pretty ruthless, but also at the same time, such a funny memory, so funny to look back on. And you know, thinking of your dad, Kevin, he was always a guy that, you know, he made you work for everything that you got. You know, you were never, it seemed like from the outside looking in, obviously, but it seemed like, you know, you were never given anything. You always had to work for what you got, and your dad was the main reason behind that. So, you know, he's instilled that discipline in you, and he's also instilled the fun-loving nature that you also have, man. And we know you're going to do the same stuff for your daughter, Kennedy. And, you know, we will all be here. I know you lost your father, but you have 12 brothers in this league that will always be there for you. And we love you, bro. So stay strong. We're here for you. And
raise a glass, boys.
Raise a glass to you, Kev. Love you, buddy.
LTC.